This is not good news. Bears, who were outplayed by Tennessee, but due to Will Levis, an egregious interception, the Bears beat Tennessee. They were outplayed. Totally outplayed. I watched every snap. Totally outplayed. That's bigger than you think, and I'll tell you why. So Rome Odunze and Keenan Allen didn't practice yesterday. Not great. Odunze has a sprained MCL. Not torn, sprained. So I'll say this again, and I said this, everybody is our witness. I think Bo Nix is going to have the best rookie season of all the quarterbacks. Why? Because Caleb has a defensive coach. Jaden Daniels has a defensive coach. Drake May has a defensive coach. J.J. McCarthy's not going to play. He's injured, rehabbing. And Michael Penix, if he does play, I think he will eventually, has a defensive coach. Bo Nix has an offensive coach and a brilliant one. And it matters for young quarterbacks in this league. Not worth doing a segment. You know it. I know it. We all know it. It mattered. Jared Goff, Jeff Fisher. Jared Goff, Sean McVay. It helped. Bo Nix is also arguably the most accurate of all these quarterbacks with a brilliant offensive coach. And Sean Payton has relayed to me, kid can read a defense. Cognitively, he can read a defense. So he's going to be the best, most productive rookie quarterback. Have no idea year 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this year. And I know it's only week 2. This is a little bit of a red flag out of Chicago. Caleb Williams has taken 77 total snaps. I am counting preseason when you face virtually no starters. No starters. And certainly no exotic blitz packages. 77 total snaps. Preseason, first game. 49 passes, he's completed 24. 49% completion percentage. And, yeah, that's not good. Passer rating at 65. Not good. I was also told last night, having a conversation with somebody, that a practice before the Tennessee game, pretty rough. Like the Friday practices, that's the easy stuff, repetition, pretty rough. Ball on the ground, a lot. So my concern, this is not a definitive statement. It's a little bit of a red flag, and this is what I worried about going into Chicago. Who's there to fix it? I can remember Mahomes didn't even have to play until week 17 first year, but even year 2, as he was flourishing, he'd get off into the weeds mechanically, and he pulled it back. If Bo Nix struggles, Sean Payton pulls it back. McVay pulls Goff back. Shanahan pulls Brock Purdy in. Who in Chicago? Shane Waldron? I don't know. So you start looking at that schedule, beating Tennessee, despite the fact at home they were outplayed and overwhelmed offensively. Overwhelmed. They're not beating Houston, Indy, or the Rams. My prediction right now, 3-game losing streak. And by Halloween, Matt Eberflus, head coach, is dead coach walking. He's in big trouble. So I do not think it's too early to see red flags. Anybody watching or listening to this show, that's what coaches do. You don't think Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, you don't think Sark is not looking at his team and going, you know what, we're not very good at our second corner, and we got a team coming up, Oklahoma in a few weeks. That's what coaches do. It's what CEOs do. You're looking for issues before they become controversies and major flaws. It's a little bit of a red flag. I mean, we don't think Tennessee's elite. You're at home. You have excellent weapons. Chicago's got good weapons. This is top 8, 9 weapon packages in the league. Tight end, running back. I think their tackles are good. Just saying, 49%. I'm counting all the snaps. When you add that to some of his struggles completing balls in USC last year, and then you watch Miller Moss come in, who's this other quarterback under Lincoln Riley, and literally the ball never hits the ground unless it's dropped. It's just stuff. Here's Caleb about adjusting to the NFL.
I was looking at the NFL this past weekend, and I'm looking at all the teams and things like that, and realizing that, like I've said in many other interviews, that the job is hard, NFL is hard. And the defense is going to make it tough on you. So, that's what they're going to do day or week in and week out.
beating Tennessee, shouldn't have, but beating Tennessee was huge. Go look at that schedule. Houston, Indy almost beat Houston, road games, and then the Rams, McVay, Stafford, who went toe-to-toe, and they'll be healthy by then, by the way. Then you start watching the Rams in week 4, that O-line will be healthy again. Just thoughts, not definitive statements, a little bit of a red flag. The phone call I got, the preseason stuff, 49%, looked overwhelmed, not getting the ball. Odunze got one look, just stuff. J-Mac with the news.
No.
Turn on the news. This is the Herd Line News.
Matt Eberflus, huh? Interesting. I hadn't. That's a bit of a leap for me. I think they could beat the Colts next week, but you could be onto something.
And you do.
It's Keenan Allen injury. I just had to adjust my fantasy lineup. Thanks for the heads up on that one.
You bet. I'm here to do that for you. I'm glad I could help.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was there. Let's get started with Matt LaFleur. Colin, again, I'm going to go back to this. Is it gamesmanship, or could Jordan Love actually play? LaFleur has not ruled out Jordan Love for week 2 after that MCL sprain. You know, the Twitter doctors were saying it's a 3 to 6 week injury.
No way.
LaFleur has doubled down on not ruling out Love just yet.
You left the door open for Jordan on Monday. Is that door any more or less open here today?
I'd say it's pretty open. He's doing a nice job. He's spending a lot of time in the training room. Our guys have done a great job with him, Flea and Nate, and all our athletic trainers, our strength staff, and but at the same time, like I told you guys, he's got to be cleared. We got to feel like he can protect himself, and he's got to be confident enough to go out there and do that. Until that happens, then we're not even going to think about that.
Boy, this feels like a stay-away game. Because even if he does play, J-Mac, he hasn't practiced.
Yeah.
And with young receivers, timing's still a thing. Right? These aren't guys who have played together 9 years. He just started last year for the first time. These receivers are like not even halfway to their second contract. These are like kids. So it's like even if he plays, and I'm telling you, 2 teams lost last weekend that I think are really good. 3 teams. The Packers. Here we go. It is a Thursday. Bills, Dolphins tonight. Greg Cosell in 1 hour. Live in L.A., it's The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Thanks for making us part of your day. Our first full big week NFL. This is week 2 of the league. It feels like a little bit our first big full week back. Labor Day a couple weeks ago. J-Mac, I just saw the day. The NFL averaged 21 million viewers per game for the opening week. It's the highest on record.
Wonderful. That's awesome.
You know, years ago, people were protesting it because of Colin Kaepernick. Apparently, they've come back.
Look at you doing politics 2 days in a row. Well done.
That's not politics. That's Colin Kaepernick. So they're blowing through records. Everybody's back. Everybody loves it. It's been such a popular league that, I can remember NBA guys have been making money and shoes and endorsements forever, and now NFL guys are all over commercials. Travis Kelce's on everything. But quarterback remains the glamour position in easily the most popular sport in America. You can be an average quarterback to below average. If you're athletic like Justin Fields, you still have fans. Most quarterbacks actually get more publicity outside of a Mahomes than they're probably deserving of. I was thinking about this morning. There's only 2 quarterbacks in this league. 21 million viewers per game. Easily the most popular sport in America. It is separated from everything else. It is the English Premier League in the UK. It's separated from all the other sports. Their tennis, their cricket, it's not close. There's only 2 quarterbacks, I would say, that are underrated. The first, and he won't be by the end of the year, is Justin Herbert. As a rookie with a bad line, a bad defense, and an overwhelmed coach, 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, and a passer rating of 98. It was very Andrew Luck. They didn't have much around him. The coach wasn't right. The O-line was bad. He could only win by a shootout. 5 rushing touchdowns, 67% completion percentage, 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, 98 passer rating. It was very Andrew Luck. A shaky protection, Bryce Young can't play. Shaky protection, bad up front, Zach Wilson's a disaster. Caleb Williams is overwhelmed. Justin Herbert's first game goes to overtime with Patrick Mahomes. in his first game. He was 5th in passing yards that year. I looked it up this morning. 5th in passing yards. He was ahead of Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford. Justin Herbert is a rookie. So he's underrated. And a lot of it is he hadn't had the support until Jim Harbaugh. And now he's got 2 great tackles. The other quarterback that I truly believe is underrated, and I cannot for the life of me figure it out, is Lamar Jackson. So he's 20-1 against the NFC. Meaning if you don't face him regularly, he's even better than Mahomes. If you don't face him regularly, there's nothing in the league like him. You can't